Hello and welcome back to another episode of Into the 99, where we've got 99 cards because Commander's number one. I am one of your hosts, Daniel. I am joined today with both Brian and Slothy. Slothy, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well, thanks. How about yourself?
I am still getting over being sick. I've been sick for probably 3 weeks now. So, yeah, it's been a while since I've actually been on. Last week's was an old episode that we recovered the audio from. And, yeah, other than that, doing pretty good. Lots of organizing. Everyone who follows stuff knows I was off getting married, so that was cool. And yeah, Brian, how are you doing?
Pretty good. We're gonna go out and do a little bit of a hike a little bit later today, so I got to get my steps in, But yeah, you've been like dying for like the last month.
yeah, I was really sick. I was sick the entirety of my vacation. I got sick 2 days after the wedding, and then just have been sick since. Hasn't been great.
The last time I actually physically saw Daniel was the wedding.
Yeah, it's been a bit, but I'm back. Yeah,
Glad you're feeling a little better.
Yeah, trying to. I have to be back so I can go pick these cards up. Today we're talking a little bit about the new stuff that's come out for Commander Masters. Is that what it is? Commander Masters?
Yeah.
Commander Masters.
Yeah, Commander Legends, Commander Masters. It's all too much. But yeah, we just kind of wanted to go over a little bit of the new cards because the release date is this weekend. I didn't really want to go into the reprints. There's a lot, and we'll kind of discuss from there. But let's start quickly, just like going into what's new in the sets. Like, what are they?
There's just I don't even know. Like I've been paying attention. I've seen some of the new release items, things along those lines. But I have to say, like, I don't think there's really anything that excited me in this new set.
Oh.
Like I got to play against the different commander decks. Adrian played them. They did seem pretty interesting. Actually, the enchantment one seemed a lot of fun, actually. But I got my butt spanked. But I just think the price points are still kind of high for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think I'm going to be taking a plan out of Dan's playbook here, and singles it is.
I've only bought singles for a while.
That's kind of the way to do it. How much they're releasing.
I'll probably still pick the sliver deck up because it's slivers and I like slivers.
See, you have your things. I need that dopamine from opening packs.
Yeah, it's not so much for me. But let's talk about the sliver deck. The first one is a new legendary sliver. My big problem with the sliver deck is it's kind of just a generic sliver deck.
Yeah, that is definitely true.
Because they've already printed so many good slivers.
No, not really. It's just that there's really, really good sliver commanders already, right? Like Overlord and First Sliver are really, really good. Morophon is also really good for dropping your free slivers down.
Yep.
Even if you wanted to go more aggro, you've got Legion.
Yeah, right. Well. Like there's a lot of really, really good slivers around. So the face commander, Sliver Grave Mother, it's Wooburg, like every legendary sliver, 6/6. Legend rule doesn't apply to slivers you control, which is cool, but you're not trying to really double up. Maybe like you were saying with Legion and stuff, but that's kind of a lot of hoops to jump through for a buff in a deck that already by that point is winning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
One thing looking through this deck that I noticed was missing. There is almost no end the turn effects.
To get rid of the Encore?
Yeah. So you can keep those tokens, which would have been something really nice, even if it's just like a discontinuity. So you can do it once.
Even throwing in an Obika, something like that, where you can just, get the end the turn effect on your turn. The rest of that card is that it has each sliver in your graveyard has Encore X, where X is the mana value. X colorless, which is good, I think. I don't know if you have to pay the colors. X is its mana.
I don't believe so.
It says X is its mana value, so I think it would be the colors. Regardless. And then it also has Encore 5. Encore, for anyone who doesn't know Encore, exile from your graveyard for each opponent, you create a token that's a copy of it, they gain haste, sack it. So that is pretty strong if you can get 4 of each sliver token. But just as a face commander, meh.
Yeah, this one's definitely better in the deck than at the front.
Yeah. And then I'm guys
just sitting here realizing sliver using Aragorn that we've already built with as sliver commander.
Yeah, you could.
That could be fun.
Yeah.
The other face commander you guys did a deck on already, the Rucker Ramel biologist.
Mhm.
I don't think that's a good card for a sliver deck. It's really good for a very different kind of deck, in my opinion. Like the deck you guys went over, it was a sliver deck. It was cool and stuff, right? But it just doesn't really fit as a second sliver thing, because to me the obvious path of it is to go different creature types than sliver, so you can get it's just a weird, like, if I'm looking at the value of the commander master stuff, I'm not buying the deck for either of these cards. I'm buying it because it's like a pre-made sliver deck, and I'll probably just change it out for first sliver and just have a first sliver deck, because I don't have a first sliver deck that isn't like a food chain deck.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right, so that's it. But like the Ruckaramel is Wooburg again, 3/3 for a human wizard, so it's not even sliver type. As it enters, you choose a creature type. Slivers you control and non-token creatures you control are the chosen type in addition to their other creature types. The same is true for creatures you own and creatures you control, own, and everywhere, basically. And then
It's a wordy card.
Yeah, and then you can pay 3, tap, create a 1/1 colorless sliver. But my big problem with it is it doesn't give you both. So like your slivers don't become like, again, like you guys went dragons, right? Your slivers don't become your dragons don't become slivers if you choose dragons, and if you choose slivers, then your slivers don't become dragons. Like, it should be that they're both the chosen types. I think that would have made it cool.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Right, but again, it's still an interesting one. I just, like I said, I don't think either of these are a great face commander. The Encore, like you said, if you built into an end the turn style theme, that's much stronger. You know, like get a Megantic sliver out where your slivers are +3/+3, Encore it out, and they're +12/+12 kind of thing, or 9/9.
Yeah.
I'm looking at some of these. Sorry. Go ahead, Slothy.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just saying, I'm looking at like the other kind of like new slivers that they actually came out with. I haven't seen any of them, I'll be honest. I really enjoy the artwork for the Lazotep one.
Yeah, that's cool.
Because I really enjoyed the zombie or like the Egyptian kind of art from that set. So I think this sliver looks unique to that plane, which is excellent. That hatchery sliver, though, that ability is amazing.
Well, why don't we start going through the slivers so they know what they are?
Yeah, we'll do that. I just wanted to get my words out.
Just got to keep saying the names. They'll get there eventually.
Yeah, we'll get there. We want to start at the top with Regal. Regal.
Yeah.
So I'll take this one. We got the Regal Sliver, 3 and a white. Obviously, creature sliver. Slivers, creatures you control have. When this creature enters the battlefield, slivers you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. If you're the monarch, otherwise, you become the monarch.
I'm a big fan of this one from this deck.
I like that it gets you the monarch back if you're not it.
I like becoming perma monarch.
Yeah.
That is, looking at the Encore ability, that is really, really strong, because if you bring those 3 back in with that Encore, first one's going to enter, you'll become the monarch, and then you'll have 3 triggers, so your slivers will get +6/+6 just from encoring that alone.
Thank God it's not all like sliver creatures. They put it to that you control now.
Yeah.
Well, it's not as much. It's that was like the evolution, is that all slivers were like mindless, and then they kind of got their own mind. That's the evolution of the slivers as it goes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
The hive mind sort of thing.
Yeah. I'll take this next one. I really like this next one, Taunting Sliver. It's 3 and a blue for a 3/3. They have, when all slivers you control have, when it enters, go target creature and opponent controls. I love to go with stuff. I love making people attack.
Mm-hmm.
I've been really, really building a lot of decks. I'm working on deck 21 down there now. It's a problem.
Well, we're at 550, 570 now.
No, it's way higher than that. It's like right around 6, if not higher. I got a problem. But I couldn't do anything else while I was off, or I couldn't go out. I was sick.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I know that's fair.
Yeah, I was sick. I wasn't able to go on my trip and stuff. So build decks, I guess. I built the Fur Crag, though, the Baldur's Gate one, and I love to goad stuff. So I actually might even put this in that one because I like goading that much.
Fair.
Yeah, put it in Maskwood Nexus or one of the other cards. All of my creatures are now
No, even just this one. Even just this one thing to goad extra things. It's just funny. Yeah, no, it's pretty cool. I like goad. I think that's a really cool new sliver.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy the art because it kind of reminds me of the Dilophosaurus from Jurassic Park.
Yes, I was just thinking that.
Fair.
The next one we've got is one that I was very excited about, Titan of Lit Jara. It is 4 double blue for a 6/6 illusion. Enters the battlefield, you can choose the creature type. And it is the chosen type in addition to its other types. And whenever it enters the battlefield or attacks, you may draw a card for each other creature you control that shares a creature type with it. And if you do, discard a card.
That's an insane
that's
ability.
cool.
Yeah.
It goes in so many decks. I'm pretty sure it's sitting at a fairly high price point right now.
Throw in Xyrus.
I think it was like $30 last I checked.
Yeah, something like that. It's really, really good.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
like it's not a little good. It's really, really good.
Yeah. Like typal deck staple.
Yeah.
Immediately.
What's this power creep we were talking about, guys?
Well, that's enters or attacks is very, very strong, because if it was stapled on attack, like that's why Prime Titan is banned, right? Is because people are like, well, you get it when you enter, you get it when you attack, blah blah blah. But this this can be a potential 6 mana, draw 6, give it haste, draw 6. Yeah. Oh, boo hoo! You discard 2 cards, grow up, right? Like it's good.
Yeah, there's like 3 slivers in the deck that give haste as well.
Yeah,
that's a lot of haste.
It's a very rough one. Like I said, I will be picking this deck up. It looks fun. It looks like it's got some potential, but there's a few cards in here. There's one that I want to get. Hatchery Sliver is the one I want to get to it. I'll take Lazotep here. 3 and a black for a 4/4 zombie sliver. They slivers you control have afflict 2. Whenever a creature with afflict 2 becomes blocked, defending player loses 2 life. That's insane. It's a really, really strong ability. And again, if you encore that every time you attack, you can take the sliver damage or lose 6 life to block. And then whenever a non-token sliver you control dies, amass slivers 2, which is a hilarious mechanic.
Absolutely.
I love my amass.
Yeah. Amass slivers is really funny. Put 2/1 counters on an army you control. It's also a sliver. If you don't control an army, you create a 0/0 black sliver army. That's hilarious. First off, I just love that.
Talk about slivers really getting into formation here. We're getting sliver armies now.
You get it.
Yeah.
The next sliver we have here is Capricious Sliver. 3 and a red. Sliver creatures you control have, whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn.
Personally, I think it's too risky.
Yeah.
I have this out and I've got it's holding me back from attacking, right? I've got 30 slivers out and I want to swing, and you just take it and be like, all right, you lose 30 cards of your deck. Hope you have the mana to play them.
Yeah, it would have to be like you'd really want it to be late game in my mind, I guess.
Yeah, that
to try to finish it off.
I don't know. That sliver to me is a miss.
Yeah. I definitely agree. That's one of the ones that I took out of the deck.
Yeah, right. Like it just it's too impulsive.
Dan already kills himself enough with his decks.
That's what I mean, right? And I am nothing if not a man who likes to fill the board with as many creatures as I can. I don't try and rush kill. Like I don't play slivers like they're Zerg. Brian and I have been playing StarCraft. I don't play them like that. I like to be like, this is how many slivers I have in my deck, and I want to show you guys how nice they look on the board.
Until there's a humility out.
Yeah, that was probably still one of my favorites. I won't get too into that, but that was one of my favorite interactions I've ever seen, where Brian played humility, and someone at the table, I told them, I was like, okay, good job, Brian, because I was going to kill everyone. And he's like, oh, you couldn't have killed anyone. Like, I could have stopped you. And I was like, no, you couldn't. Humility is the only thing saving you guys. And he's like, I could definitely stop you. It went on a big argument, and yeah, I baited him basically. I was like, there's no chance you could, but like you can feel free to try show me. And yeah, he got really mad and he blew Brian's humility up, and then he tried to go up my board, and I just flashed in like the shroud sliver. It became a real big problem, and everyone died. And we didn't even get to everyone dying. Sorry, they just picked up after the shroud sliver hit the board.
Yeah, I told him, I was like, the humility is the only thing that's preventing him right now.
Yeah, I had Prowling Serpapod out too, so he couldn't counter my spells. The humility was the best play that I could have seen. It really put me in my place. It did humble me. And then they brought me back.
Also, I can't remember. We were playing We were playing a 1v1 too. And I think I was playing my new enchantment decks, and you were playing your slivers, and I dropped out humility, and you're like, yeah, no.
Yeah. The way I build slivers doesn't really have it's all creature abilities, everything. There's no disenchant in that deck.
Yeah, Dan with the interaction. What?
Yeah,
Never.
enter what? Do you want to take the next one here, Slothy?
Yeah. The next one we've got is the new enchantment, Descendant's Fury. It is 3 in a red. Whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, you may sacrifice one of them, and if you do, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature card that shares a creature type with a sacrificed creature. Put that card on the battlefield and the rest of the bottom of your library in a random order.
It's a cool artwork too. I like that.
To be honest, very, very cool for this encore mechanic where they're dying anyways.
Yeah.
But it's also really good just for token decks.
Yeah, absolutely.
I sacrifice it because it's not non-token. It's just I swing with 10 tokens, I sack it, and I roll to like another huge creature.
Yeah.
Or even another slither that just enters the battlefield because it's not when you cast, right? So even if something's entering, you're getting triggers.
Right? Do you want to take the next one here, Brian?
Sure. You can take both of the ones that I wanted to talk about. No, I'm joking. We have For the Ancestors, 2 at a green. This one's an instant. Choose a creature type. Look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal any number of cards of the chosen type from among them and put the revealed cards into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Flashback, 3 and a green.
It's not bad. It's pretty solid to refill your hand. In like in a tribal deck, like.
Yep.
I think it'd be really, really good in like more of an elf deck kind of thing.
They picture centaurs so much in their art, but centaurs is barely a tribe.
Right.
True.
Like wizards, what are we doing?
That's the new one for the new sets.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like actually give us centaur tribal. Like you show them in artwork so often. Or what? Is this someone that's like riding the horse at the very front? Like, come on now.
Like sitting directly on top of the horse's head.
The final one.
You see the horse's head's the shield.
You guys just love these centaurs, hey? The final new sliver is, I think, the best sliver ever printed. Hatchery sliver.
Yeah.
1 in a green. It's a 2/2. Has replicate, which is already cool. And each sliver spell you cast has replicate. The replicate cost is equal to its mana cost.
It costs 2. Like, I feel like it's so cheap.
Well, the other thing too is this is just a good landfall card as well. Like if you're playing a deck that generates insane amounts of mana, right?
Yep.
This is a great like multi-kicker kind of card where you can just be like, I'm gonna make 7,000 slivers.
Surprise sliver tribal.
Yeah, because it's not it's not just pay it once, it's pay it as many times as you feel.
Mm-hmm. As much as you can.
A single survivor can repopulate a devastated hive within a week.
Yeah, and there's like looking at just in sliver decks in general, there's some really, really problematic slivers to enter the battlefield. Like they have a sliver, a constricting sliver. When it enters, you can exile target creature an opponent controls, like so you just continuously play it. They did put Hive Lord in the deck.
Yeah, Hive Lord's in the deck.
That's pretty cool. I haven't really looked through it too much. Again, being able to, there's just a lot of the buff slivers are the problem.
What's the the enchantment and artifact blow up one? I can't remember the name of it.
That is
I can't remember. It's Celestia.
It's the Aura Shard sliver.
Yeah. Aura sliver. I think so. Harmonic sliver.
Harmonic sliver, yeah.
Yeah, that's probably.
Kind of looking at it here, going, I don't know if that's the one.
Yeah, harmonic sliver would be a problem. I just think, again, like I said, there's so much the being able to, the obvious upgrade for this deck is the coat of arms sliver, of course, and it not having a legend, being able to cast that 5 times, 5 coat of arms for your slivers would be kind of cracked.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, what I'm looking at is more of like the might sliver. Being able to pay that repeatedly is, it just becomes so problematic so fast. The same with Megantic. You know, you make 5 copies of your Megantic sliver and your creatures get +15/+15 because you had mana.
Yeah.
I don't like those big beefy ones. I don't know. I still fear that harmonic sliver. You make 5 copies of those, then any slivers that come in, I'm blowing up 5 different things.
No, your slivers just individually get it. They all already do it.
Oh yeah, it's one of those ones. Gross. See, that's even worse. Even worse.
Yeah, like the deck, I don't think the deck has a dormant sliver. It's not alphabetical on this list, which is a problem. Dormant sliver is a cool one to get, where your slivers they get defender and they like enter and destroy, enter and you draw. Does it have a lava belly in here?
Lava Belly, I believe, was in there.
Lava belly, yeah. Lava belly is another big problem. When slivers you control have when it enters, it deals 1 damage to target player or planeswalker. So if you're going the replicate route, just put in like the automaton, something like that, like a 1 cost where you just dump its mana. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a bunch of problems that are just kind of gross slivers to have.
Especially flying in haste, the Cloud Shredder one.
Yeah.
I have such a problem that I can't deal with flyers.
Oh, build a flying deck. Easy.
Yeah.
Equip my humans with bow and arrows.
There you go. Yeah, there's like I said, it's an interesting deck. I would say at its minimum, it's a pretty cool shell.
Mm-hmm.
I think it needs to be upgraded for sure. But that being said, it looks cool.
The only one that I didn't get to actually play against was the sliver one. Adrian was able to, he played all the other ones. So the next ones that we're going to be talking about, we played, and they all did well. Like I lost all 4 games, but he took home 3 out of the 4.
I do want to say one thing before we go on. The land base for this is atrocious.
For like the $160 price point?
Yeah, for an expensive deck, the land base is disgusting. And so is the ramp package. You got like, you have your Soul Ring. I think, like, yeah, you've got Soul Ring. You got your Pillar of Origins. It's pretty weak ramp.
Is there no Command Sphere or anything like that?
No. Arcane Signet, Felwar Stone. You get a Herald's Horn, which is cool. But again, that's, it's pretty lacking. The deck really could have benefited from tossing in some talismans, some of the not specifically triomes, although triomes would have been very welcome in a deck at that price point. But there's artifacts to tap for the triome colors.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the crystals.
Yeah, exactly, like Ketria Crystal. Yeah, like maybe dump a few of those into a 5-color deck. Like this is a not good ramp package. I was really, really shocked. I was telling Brian, I bought like for my wife and stuff, I bought a few of the starter decks to just upgrade and say, like, try this out, figure out kind of the decks you like, because she's learning Magic, playing more, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those decks are wicked. Those like $25 decks, those are like the best value decks I've seen. They've got talismans, they got signets, they've got like arcane signets. They're really, really good. And then I look at this like nearly $200 Precon, and they're like, well, too bad.
Yeah. One card.
Give me a world tree, for the love of God. Like, it's $3.
Yeah.
One that I really think this deck would benefit is a Decanter of Endless Water.
Yeah, great.
It's like, I think it's like $2 or something. You have no maximum hand size, so the amount of cards that you could be drawing off of, things like Titan of Lit Jara.
There's a lot of draw slivers, yeah.
And it can tap for any color.
And they need more. I can't even get any from ogres. They're all sold out. It's such a good mana rock.
I wonder why.
Did you get that smile off your face?
I wonder why they're sold out. Again, even a Firemine Vessel. Firemine Vessel's a great budget card. Like, you pick 2 colors, 2 different colors. There's, I don't know.
We were even talking about like the diamonds. Like, I'm going to play tapped.
Yeah, this is like this is just a trash ramp package. I would remove like 4 of the lands already. Like already, you'd have to upgrade this buying it. You'd have to upgrade the land, but again, there's still only 36 slivers like in this deck list, right? That's not it's not even a huge amount.
There is like 43, including the commander, but they didn't include the new ones in that list.
Okay, that's not as bad then. Okay, yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it just needs a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
Even it's like again, when I'm complaining that the removal in the deck sucks, you know it's a problem. You're like, destroy an artifact or enchantment removal in this deck is what, a decimate?
Nature's Lore?
No, nature's
no. That's not even a removal. That's ramp.
Decimate, and then
I like that they re-added 3 visits.
Harmonic Sliver.
Is Harmonic in the deck? Yeah, okay. So you've got
Harmonic,
2 pieces of removal, even for me. Even I'm like,
Hey, where's at least the beast within?
Beast within, a generous gifts, perhaps a naturalize. Who could say? Right? Like it's
Disenchant.
Again, I think the value is there in like the cool new cards and stuff, but the value could have been better.
Shifting Slivers, the only like $18 card that I'm seeing in that list.
No, that's
okay.
Synapse.
There's 13 Sliver Hive Lord.
Synapse Slivers, the one you're looking at for 18. That's whenever it deals combat damage, you can draw a card. Again, it's just the price point's high. At like a normal $50 or $60 Precon, sure, I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a lot of money for a deck that needs a lot of money for upgrades.
June just what got reprinted too. Medallions. Why is there not at least one medallion in the deck?
This deck's not even like slivers aren't even great with medallions, right? Because they're different colors. Like you need raw any color ramp. Like you need command spheres. You need that kind of stuff. You can't go to deck with this with a bunch of just like frontier biovacs irrigated farmlands. Like it's not good enough. The land base is disgusting in this deck. I could harp on it for hours because of how bad it was.
It's kind of like I was telling you beforehand. I changed every single non-basic land except for Command Tower.
I bet you did.
Every single one.
Yeah, like they're pretty
Was it
terrible.
The new pretty Command Tower at least?
Pardon me?
Did they at least give you the new pretty Command Tower?
No, I think it was just a standard art one.
Oh, boo! They didn't even give you the Commander Master's Command Tower. Get out of here.
Right?
Wizards.
Yeah, no, same one.
Boo.
Animals.
Yeah.
I could talk for the next 2 hours about how badly this deck. Yeah. I could do a 3-hour list, like a 3-hour what's the word I'm thinking? Lecture on how to do a 5-color mana base, and this isn't it. And a 5-color mana base on a budget, you know?
Yeah.
Give me a chromatic lantern in the deck. What are we talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right? At least something that at least doubles over.
Yeah, a joiner adept, anything that's going to make
Dryad of the Elysian Grove.
Yeah, Dryad's expensive. I get no Dryad, but still, it's pretty weak. It needs aggressive upgrades. I'll stop talking about it now. I'm going to say this just in advance. That applies to every one of these decks. I think that they're all solid out of the box, it sounds like, but they aggressively need upgrades. All right, take Commodore Guff away, please.
Okay, so we have the Commodore Guff, 1, a blue, red, and a white. Legendary Planeswalker, at the beginning of your end step, put a loyalty counter on another target Planeswalker you control. +1, create a 1/1 red wizard creature token with tap to add 1 red mana. Spend this mana only to cast a Planeswalker spell. -3, you draw X cards and Commodore Guff deals X damage to each opponent where X is the number of Planeswalkers you control. Commodore Guff can be your commander with 5 loyalty.
Meh.
At first, when I heard Commodore, I was like, it must be a pirate, right? It must be like a naval guy. Nah, it's a wizard.
That would have been nice.
Yeah.
This guy doesn't even look like he stepped on a boat.
Yeah, I don't know. This I'm not super into the Planeswalker decks. I find they take a long time to play.
I find them annoying.
Yeah.
Oh, let me tick this up. Oh, let me tick this up. Oh, I forgot this. Can I do this now, guys? Oh.
We have Onaki Oathkeeper. 1 and a white for an Ogre Spirit 0/4. Creatures can't attack Planeswalkers you control unless their controller pays 1 for each attacking. Again, pillow fort, but not useful outside of a Planeswalker deck. So, and then you can pay 4 double white, exile it, return target Planeswalker from your graveyard to the battlefield. Meh. Hey, again, if you like Planeswalker decks, that's probably a very exciting card. It's good protection, but meh.
Yeah,
That's not for me personally.
I've moved away from pillow forwarding actually.
The next card though is actually kind of for me because it's got group hug stuff on it. So it's not for me. The next one, I love this card. You want to take this one, someone?
Sure. The next one is Teo, Geometric Tactician, 2 and a white for a 3 loyalty legendary Planeswalker Teo. When he enters the battlefield, create a 0/4 wall creature token with Defender and Flying. +1, you and target opponent each draw a card. And -2, choose left or right until your next turn. Each player may attack only the nearest opponent in the last chosen direction, and planeswalkers controlled by that opponent.
Legal commander.
This paired in a Precon deck.
Yeah, see, you're
be
reading my mind.
hilarious.
Yeah,
Because
you can't attack left, you can't attack right. You'll attack nothing.
You will just sit here and be friends, and you will be happy about it.
I feel like this could be an illegal partner with another kind of only two ability planeswalker.
Yeah, I don't mind these ones. I don't know about commander, but I'd probably let pretty much everything be a commander.
The next one here that we do have is Spark Shaper Visionary, 2 and a blue. At the beginning of your combat on your turn, choose any number of target planeswalkers you control. Until end of turn, they become a 3/3 blue bird creature with flying, hexproof, and whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, scry 1, 0/5. Human wizard.
It's very entertaining that you can get a commander damage kill with your planeswalker commander.
Yeah.
Right? The 3/3 bird.
But again, outside of a planeswalker deck, I know we're talking about a planeswalker deck. I get it. But it's just not useful. I like to look at cards for how useful they are.
Like
and to
generally.
me, it's not useful, yeah. Unless
That's
I'm playing planeswalkers. We have Vronos, Masked Inquisitor, 3 double blue for a 5 loyalty planeswalker. +1, up to 2 other target planeswalkers you control phase out at the beginning of the next end step, which is very cool protection. -2 for each opponent, return up to 1 target non-land permanent they control to its owner's hand. Pretty good balance and protection. -7, target artifact you control becomes a 9/9 construct and gains vigilance, indestructible, and this creature can't be blocked. Massive bonk.
Yeah.
Big bonk.
Pretty good. Especially because you can do that on any of the mirrors that have infect.
Oh, yeah, that's true too.
Yeah, true.
It's hilarious. Like Plague Stinger Mirror, I think it is.
I
Flag
do
mirror?
really like that artwork. Yeah.
Yeah, Vronos looks pretty cool. Vronos is dead. He has no head.
Oh,
Yeah, Garrick cut his head off.
well then.
The story of them trying to hunt down Garrick is very, very funny, just so you know. They sent 6 or 7 planeswalkers to try and he just kept cutting their heads off.
Seems about right.
Sounds like a topic.
Yeah, I would love to do the lore on Garrick. He's nuts. And I assume we'll see him in Eldraine because he really likes the twins because they saved him kind of from his madness.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah. We'll get into that later.
Next one we've got here is Chandra, Legacy of Fire. 4 and a red for a 3 loyalty legendary Chandra. Beginning of your end step, Chandra, Legacy of Fire deals X damage to each opponent, where X is the number of planeswalkers you control. +1 to add red for each planeswalker you control, or 0 to remove a loyalty from each of any number of planeswalkers you control. Exile that many cards from the top of your library, and you may play them this turn.
Interesting.
As far as planeswalkers go, that's pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I also really like the artwork of Jaya, Nissa, Ajani in the back in flames.
Mm-hmm.
It's very
They're
well
always
done.
with me.
Yeah.
Oh, Adrian actually got to use this card. Guff rewrites history. 2 and a red. For each player, choose target non-enchantment, non-land permanent that player controls. Those permanents owners shuffle them into their library. Each player who controlled one of those permanents exiles cards from the top of their library until they exile a non-land card. Then puts the rest on the bottom of their library in a random order. Each player may cast the non-land card they exiled without paying its mana cost.
I like that.
Yeah.
Non-enchantment, non-land. That's fair. So hits a lot. And hits everyone like Chaos Warps everything. That's cool. I would play that in a lot of decks.
Mm-hmm.
I would look at that as artifact creature planeswalker removal, right?
Unless it comes back again. Good old Chaos Warp.
True. We also have Jaya's Phoenix, 4 and a red for a 3/3 Phoenix, flying haste. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player or planeswalker, copy the next loyalty ability you activate this turn. When you activate it, you can choose new targets. Whenever you cast a planeswalker spell, you can return it from the graveyard to the battlefield. Again, very cool ability, but it's a 5 mana card in a planeswalker deck. It's a lot to get going.
All I see is Jaya's Goose.
True. Yeah, it does kind of look like a goose. Honk.
Yeah, Jaya's Canada Goose.
But I actually like this one. Anyways, we have Leori as well. Someone else take Leori.
Sure. Yeah, Leori Spark Touched Hunter. blue, red, white for a 3/3 legendary elemental cat with flying and vigilance. When Laori Spark Touched Hunter deals combat damage to a player, choose a planeswalker type, and until end of turn, whenever you activate an ability of a planeswalker of that type, copy that ability, and you may choose new targets for the copy.
Kind of cool.
Yeah, it's cool if you're running a lot of like Chandras or
if you're
like
really doubled up on like some Gideons
Mhm.
or Jace. There's like 13 Jaces, I'm sure.
A lot of Jaces.
Yeah.
It's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot. That if you build into this deck, you would you'd pick the most common ones. Like I said, like a Jace, a Chandra, a Gideon. You just build the deck around them and just be like, I attack and copy all my Jace triggers. And it deals combat damage, so you can do it twice. Like you can double strike it.
Yeah.
Oh, somehow Mora got in here. I played a land.
Yeah, well, just being able to double strike anything that's on combat damage, right?
Yeah.
Whenever you activate it, copy. Yeah, so having 3 Jace abilities go off for every Jace you control would actually be a pretty obnoxious deck to play against.
Yeah, that sounds already gross.
Yeah. Well, even just the Mind Sculptor's Brainstorm ability, being able to brainstorm 3 times.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a lot of cards.
Yeah. I guess you kind of only really see the draw 3, put 2 back, right? Doesn't as many, but getting up to the you lose your library stuff quick is rough. Oh, this has a Narset in the deck. Why wouldn't it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Planeswalker Narset, not obnoxious Narset. I would put obnoxious Narset in this deck, though, for sure. But whenever it attacks, you exile your creatures. Gross. Do you want to take the last one on this one?
Sure. We have the Gatewatch Beacon, 2 and a white. Artifact. Gatewatch Beacon enters the battlefield with 3 loyalty counters on it. Tap. Add 1 white to your add 1 white. Whenever a planeswalker enters the battlefield under your control, if Gatewatch Beacon has loyalty counters on it, you may move a loyalty counter from Gatewatch Beacon onto that planeswalker.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah.
I just want to go down to this instant artifact section. Arcane Signet, Azorius Signet, Boros Signet, Fellwar Stone, Honor Worn Shaku, Izzet Signet, Talisman.
Oh, wow. I just want this deck for the talismans.
They also put a Chain Veil in there. Pretty cool. This one actually looks like a very solid out of the box deck. Again, minus the horrendous land base.
Wayfarer's Bauble.
Semester's End, being able to blink your planeswalkers in and out, also great. It coming with a Chain Veil is very cool.
They got the Snarls.
Yeah. But again, like I said, this is a ramp package in a 3-color deck. How
Reliquary
interesting.
Tower.
Yeah.
Karn's Bastion.
Yeah, it's all right. It's pretty cool looking. You want to take
the land's better in this one than the other one.
No, it's disgusting and awful.
Not much, but 38 lands.
Yeah, right.
Crazy.
Do you want to start us off with the Enchantment Commander? You said you liked that one.
Oh yeah, this one definitely seemed really cool. So we have Onyxia, Hand of Erebos, 2 white, black, green. Legendary enchantment creature, Demigod. Has the good old Menace. Other enchantment creatures you control have Menace or Menace. Whenever Onyxia enters the battlefield or attacks, exile up to 1 target non-aura enchantment card from your graveyard. Create a token that's a copy of that card, except it's a 3/3 black zombie creature in addition to its other types.
I very much enjoy this commander.
It's kind of cool. I do like I like bringing enchantments back. It does kind of make you want to play sagas for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Most bang for your buck.
Sagas are just cool. The first one is really, really cool. I would love a big wall scroll of that artwork. Battle at the Hell Vault. Yeah, 4 double white saga. So the first and second are for each player. Exile up to 1 target non-saga, non-land permanent until it leaves. Then its third is create Avacyn, a legendary 8/8 white angel creature token with flying, vigilance, and indestructible. Pretty good.
Pardon?
Pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Not a legendary creature token.
An 8/8 legendary white angel with flying, vigilance, and indestructible. Pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah. Next one we've got here is Boon of the Spirit Realm.
Sorry, just want to. And this is in green too.
Oh yeah,
so you can have all of the doubling, like
it's still the token is legendary.
Well, you can get rid of that.
It's true, you can pretty easy.
Take a Sharpie.
Yeah.
That's funny. I rule 0 everything.
Please continue.
Next up we've got Boon of the Spirit Realm. 3 double white for an enchantment. It's got Constellation. Whenever Boon of the Spirit Realm or another enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, put a blessing counter on Boon of the Spirit Realm. And creatures you control get +1/+1 for each blessing counter on Boon of the Spirit Realm.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
This can go into what's her face? My angel elf, Shalian Halar.
Yeah.
I have enough enchantments in there.
Really good. Yeah, Brian, take the next one because of that.
We have Undo, Spirit Dancer, 4 and a white, core cleric. Whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, you may create a token that's a copy of it. Do this only once each turn. 3/3.
I play doubling season and make a second doubling season. Pass.
Great turn.
In response, I vomit.
In response, I pack up and go home.
Yeah, right. That's a good card.
It enters. So it's an enter the battlefield. So your doubling season would see the token, so you would get 3 doubling seasons.
Yeah, you're not wrong. That's correct. It's also a Panharmonicon ability. Oh, but that's creature enchantments. But still, regardless, it's gross. And it's a lot. It's a really, really good card, especially for like Bant decks are going to really want this. Like your typical Bant Pillow Fort. Again, just every obnoxious card that like you see hit the table. Just Brian gets to double pair it. Do you pay the 1? Do you pay the 1? Do you pay the 1? Do you pay the 1?
Mom, you could get away with Mom Harmonicon.
Yeah, right.
Relish Nora's permanence.
True.
Yeah.
The other thing too is that like, what's better than one Smothering Tides? 2. Do you pay the 2? Do you pay the 2? I hate this parrot. Right. Slothy on the next one here.
Sure. We've got Cacophony Unleashed, 5 double black for an enchantment. When Cacophony Unleashed enters the battlefield, if you cast it, destroy all non-enchantment creatures. And whenever Cacophony Unleashed or another enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, until end of turn, Cacophony Unleashed becomes a legendary 6/6 nightmare god creature with menace and death touch. It's still an enchantment.
Rough. Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah.
There's also Demon of Fate's design, 4 double black for a 6/6 demon flying trample. Once during your turn, you can cast an enchantment by paying life equal to its mana value rather than its cost. Great. 2 and a black, sack another enchantment. It gets XO until end of turn, where X is the sacked enchantment's mana value.
And then you get it back as a 3/3 zombie from your commander.
Pretty cool.
And just think with the Spirit Dancer, you'll be getting 2 of these.
Ooh.
Yep.
Yeah, I also have to talk about the next one, which is so cool. The Ghoulish Impetus, 2 and a black for an enchanted creature. Enchanted creature gets 1/1 death touch and goad. That's
Obviously.
so good. And when enchanted creature dies, you return Ghoulish Impetus to the battlefield at the beginning of the next end step. I love it.
It never
really
leaves.
It's going to trigger all of your Constellation style triggers obnoxiously every time. And it's really, really funny to constantly be, here's a death touch goaded creature. Enjoy attacking.
Well, and if you get the core cleric, you get 2 of them.
Oh, and it's enters, yeah, so you'd get another one every time. So you'd have like the ability to constantly be like, oh yeah, here now, these are both death touch goaded. Enjoy killing Slothy.
Everyone but me, please. We'll save this till the end.
You on the next one here, Slothy?
Sure, unless Brian does.
No, I want to claim the very last one.
Cool. We've got Composer of Spring, 1 and a green for a 1/3 Satyr Bard with Constellation. Whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, you may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield tapped. If you control 6 or more enchantments, instead you can put a creature or land from your hand onto the battlefield tapped.
That's pretty cool.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah.
I'll take the Thick Beast, the Nyxborn Behemoth. 10 double green for a 10/10 beast. It costs X less to cast, where X is the total mana value of non-creature enchantments you control, which is great. So pretty easy to drop for 2.
Yeah.
It's trample. And 1 and a green, sack another enchantment. It gains indestructible till end of turn. That's gross.
Yeah.
Really, really gross.
Staying around for a while. The last one here we have is Narcy, Fable Singer. 1 white, black, green, legendary creature, human bard. Lifelink. Whenever you sacrifice an enchantment, draw a card. Whenever the final chapter ability of a saga you control resolves, Each opponent loses X life, and you gain X life, where X is the saga's mana value. 3/3.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
All stories eventually come to an end.
True. This deck does include Dryad.
Good.
Yeah.
$12, $13. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
It's definitely pretty cool.
Starfield and Nyx too.
Yeah. Again, they look like they're pretty solid ones. A lot of enchantments and artifacts in it.
Calyx Destiny's Hand.
Again, pretty lackluster land.
I think that's just kind of.
I know it's a staple. I know I said I'd stop talking about it. It is nice that it has like a Mirari's Wake and stuff in it, though.
Sandworm Convergence. It's like
again, if you have lands to upgrade, these are great purchases. They're still pretty expensive, but that's pretty around what we pay to build a commander deck, anyways. You know, 100, 150 bucks kind of thing. So they're not horrendous value. Yeah, that's not what I pay, but that's what most people play.
I really enjoy the addition of the Dreadhorde Invasion, especially if you're able to make more copies at the beginning of your upkeep, lose 1 life, amass 1. Whenever a zombie token you control with power 6 or greater attacks, it gains lifelink until end of turn.
Yeah, pretty cool. I like Cunning Rhetoric as well. That's another card I really, really enjoy. So I'm happy that's in the deck. It's whenever an opponent attacks you and a planeswalker you control, exile the top card of that player's library. You can play it for as long as it's exiled. I like to take people's stuff. I don't like when people do it to me.
That was in the Brina deck, I'm pretty sure. I like the full art version of this.
Yeah, again, like I said, this is out of all of the lists I've seen so far, this is the one I'd want out of the box the most, minus the lands. But it looks like a pretty solid. A lot of the things that you would think you'd need to upgrade are already in this deck. You've got your normal Citizen Champions, your Sithis, you've got your Herald to reduce it, you have your Dryad for extra land. Like there's pretty solid enchantments in this one.
It's not even for extra land drops though. He mana fixes your everything.
Yep. It's like I said, out of the box, I could see this being a very good deck.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with stuff like just how these commanders function, right? The Colony Heart Expedition. That's just such a cool one. The sacrifice, like the expeditions from Zendikar, would be pretty cool with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think the sagas would do really well in here.
Yeah, and then let's take away these last ones here.
Yeah.
Who wants to start us off with Zuladok?
You sound like you pronounce that name. You take it.
Zuladok Void Gorger, 5 and a colorless for a 7/4 Eldrazi. First off, I gotta go on another tangent. The deck's called Eldrazi Unbound. It's not an Eldrazi deck.
Right.
It's like an artifact deck. What a bummer.
Yeah, there was significantly less Eldrazi in here than I was hoping for.
Right? Like, I knew they weren't giving us, like, here's Emrakul, Kozilek, Ulamog to fill the deck up. But, come on, some would be cool.
One of them would be nice.
I think it gave you one Kozilek.
You newer ones.
Yeah, it did, yeah.
Oh, but anyways. So, Zuladok is colorless spells you cast from your hand with mana value 7 or greater have Cascade. That's pretty cool.
7/4.
And 7/4, yeah.
The only, from playing it, like watching Adrian play it, the only complaint that he had regarding this was that there's XX spells. Mm-hmm. So as you're cascading through, the X spells are
you're wasting them.
A bad moment for you.
Yeah,
he's like, I don't even know why they included this.
True.
But I will. So the next one here is I should have let you take this one. Abstruse.
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 To be honest, that just looks like a spelling error. It's Abstruse Archaics.
Yeah, exactly. 4 colorless creature avatar. Like, why is it an avatar? Why is it not an Eldrazi? Just make it.
Right.
Vigilance 1 and tap. Copy target activated or triggered ability you control from a colorless source. You may choose new targets for that copy. 3/4.
Yeah. Next one we've got is Calamity of the Titans. 4 and 2 colorless for a sorcery. As an additional cost to cast a spell, reveal a colorless creature card from your hand. Exile each creature and planeswalker with mana value less than the revealed card's mana value.
That is a very rough effect.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very happy it's not instant.
Yeah.
That would disgust me greatly.
Is that worse than Cyclonocraft?
That's a lot of exile.
Yeah.
Like if they exile or if they show like a Emrakul, exile everything 13 or less.
Buy everything.
Yeah. I mean, go ahead.
At least that hits your stuff too.
Yeah, but still gross. I've had games where someone's behind and I'm doing really good, and then they could just hit me with this. All your creatures are gone. That's rough.
Yeah.
I like the flavor text on it a lot. To the Zendikarian Apocalypse, to the Eldrazi, a day like any other.
That's fantastic.
Pretty good. Did you want the next one too, Slothy? I saw you looking at it.
Sure. Yeah, the next one we've got is Darksteel Monolith, 8 mana for an artifact with Indestructible. Once each turn, you may pay 0 rather than pay the mana cost for a colorless spell you cast from your hand.
That's pretty good.
Very, very, very good.
It's pretty good.
Irridan's heart beats with Phyrexian oil.
I think that might be the best one of the cards from the new set, or from the Eldrazi deck.
Yeah, I think so.
All you gotta do is hit 8 and then drop in like a Blightsteel.
Let's go.
Yeah, and you'll still get cast triggers. It's pretty rough.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Desecrate Reality. I'll take this one so you can have the cool one, Brian. 7. For each opponent, exile up to one target permanent that player controls with an even mana value. 0 is even. And then it has Adamant. If at least 3 colorless were spent to cast it, return a permanent with an odd mana value from your graveyard to the battlefield. Not bad. Kind of cool.
Yeah.
And we have Rise of the Eldrazi. 9, 3 colorless. Sorcery. This spell can't be countered. Destroy target permanent. Target player draws 4 cards. Take an extra turn after this one. Exile Rise of the Eldrazi.
That's rough. It's a rough card.
Yeah.
And still the Titans were not sated.
You could you can copy that pretty aggressively. And
Don't even talk about it.
And they can't
I
counter
mean,
it.
Don't even get ideas.
you could, but we're not going to get into that.
That's pretty disgusting, yeah.
Then we've got Flare of Loyalties. 8 and 2 colorless for a 10/10 Eldrazi. When you cast this spell, gain control of target creature until end of turn, untap it, and until end of turn it has base power and toughness 10/10, trample, annihilator 2, and haste. And then the Flare has annihilator 2 and trample.
Everyone knows that I'm taking Birds of Paradise with this.
100%.
Everyone knows I'm crushing you with the 10/10 Annihilator Trample Haste Goose. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
No.
We also have Amarthus, Ghostfire Initiate. Both of those sound like metal band names. It's yeah. Oh, did you go to Ghostfire Initiate last night? Yeah, I did. Pretty cool band. You know, you see Slothy gets it. Yeah. If they had done the black metal writing on this card, I'd buy every copy.
100%.
Yeah, so it's XX. Again, I don't think this fits at all in this deck. This is like the perfect upgrade for the what's it called? Kadena. It's such a good card for that. XX for a Spirit Naga 0/0 enters with X1/1 counters on it. Whenever you put one or more 1/1 counters on another colorless creature, you can put a 1/1 counter on this. When Amarthus dies, manifest a number of cards from the top of your library equal to the number of counters on it, which is so cool for like the Morph deck.
Yeah, yep. It's so cool for a deck that's not this one.
Yeah, it's a very cool card for it, and not this deck. for full creature deck, again, manifested and bad, because I think you can turn manifested cards up still, right? Kind of like Morph.
Mm-hmm.
For you pay their mana cost, I think.
Yeah, for creatures, yeah.
Let me take a look at these manifest rules before I'm spouting things off here. It's not something you ever see.
Like it's for creatures you can flip them, but instants and sorceries are pooped.
Manifested card can be turned up face up at any time for its mana cost. A face down card can also be turned up for its morph cost. Okay, if it's creature, yeah. All right. So yeah, it's not very good for this deck. You know what I mean? Can you imagine manifesting your Rise of Eldrazi and Darksteel Monolith?
Not doing anything with those now.
It's pretty gross.
Or cascading into this.
Yeah. Ugh.
To the bottom with you.
Your X equals 0.
Oh no, yeah, it would just go to grave, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Womp womp. The next card that we do have is Skittering Cicada. 3 colorless, insect, flash. You may cast colorless spells as though they had flash. Whenever you cast a colorless spell until end of turn, Skittering Cicada gains trample and gets +X/+X, where X is the number is that spell's mana value.
Pretty cool. Also, you cannot, just quickly, sorry to interrupt. You cannot cast the Cascade if you want. You don't have to, but you've whiffed.
Mm-hmm.
So you get nothing but sadness and tears. The Cicada is pretty strong.
I think it's hilarious to just unsuspiciously hold up 10 mana for a Flare of Loyalties at flash speed.
Yeah, that'd be gross. In control of target creature. Yeah, you can do it on your own.
Oh yeah. I'm
What?
just saying how funny it would look to see someone holding up 10 plus mana
Right?
and then try to play it off as they're not having anything in their hand.
Yeah. I pass. And then Brian, you want to take us home?
Mastery, 4 colorless enchantment. Whenever you cast a colorless creature spell, manifest the top card of your library. Whenever you attack with creatures with total power 6 or greater, you may turn a face-down creature you control face up.
Again, this is a morph deck card.
Mhm.
A very good morph deck card.
It seems like they went to middle schools and went, hey kids, what cards would you put in here?
Yeah, it doesn't.
This one's pretty.
Neither of those fit the theme of what an Eldrazi deck should be.
Yeah.
I don't even see the point of calling an Eldrazi Unbound. Like, nothing's bounding.
Yeah. I don't know. Like,
They
it's
made
got,
new
it's
enchantment
got
cards.
some
They made new
Eldrazi.
slivers.
Yeah.
But it's this one could have been a little better. I was disappointed with how not an Eldrazi deck it was.
Mhm.
You know, like we've got like a duplicant, a hangerback walker, a metal walker colossus, a myriad construct, Phyrexian Triniform, Soul of New Phyrexia, Solemn Simulacrum, Stone Coil Serpent, Steel Hellkite, Burnish Heart, Geode Golem, Meteor Golem, Crashing Drawbridge, Ornithopter of Paradise, Scare Tiller, Suspicious Bookcase. All of those cards have one thing in common, and it's how not Eldrazi they are.
The Suspicious Bookcase was good. It put in work.
Still.
I did like that they put in the Forsaken Monument.
That's a very cool card to include. But again, it's just not an Eldrazi deck.
Yep. I would concur.
And at the end of the day, there's only so many things you can do with a colorless deck. I get it, right? But
I am ridiculously happy they put the Tron lands in here, though.
did they put the whole set?
They put
Yeah,
the whole
there
set
it
in
is.
here.
All right, I'll complain less about this one. This is also a deck that Temple of the False Gods doesn't suck horrendously in.
Yeah.
I don't understand why they put Reliquary Tower in this one, but not the Slivers one. It seems like there was much more draw that we saw in the Slivers.
Shrine of Forsaken Gods is another like great. This is not a horrendous land base.
No, this one's okay.
Yeah, it's all right.
It's all right.
Yeah, but no, that's kind of what I wanted to talk about with those.
War Room is very good in this deck.
The what? Sorry,
War Room is a very good include in this mana base.
is it? What's War Room again?
You can pay 3, tap it, and then pay life equal to the colors in your commander's color identity to draw a card.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
None? Pay
Yeah.
none?
Pay nothing. Yeah,
Good card.
this one doesn't seem horrendous. The Ugin is a really, really nice touch in it.
Is that needing a reprint? Or is that the expensive Ugin?
No, it's just your colorless spells get cost 2 less, which is pretty good. So
Things costing cheaper is better. I like that.
yeah, it's got
Mhm.
Lightning Greaves in the deck, which is also pretty good.
Need so many more Lightning Greaves. Come on.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's not horrendous.
Like watching them play against, I enjoyed playing against them. They didn't seem like too powerful. They kept up, like they were able to keep up with real decks that like were built by people. But yeah, like the land base and everything didn't seem overly great for it. But
I want to talk like at length about that on an episode coming up, like just about how power crept these are, because I've heard one thing repeatedly lately, and that's how much everyone likes the food deck, right?
Yeah.
Like the food deck's very, very good. It's out of the box phenomenal,
Absolutely.
and I don't think precons should be out of the box phenomenal.
nope.
I like them as like worst case, you can pick them up, you can play with your buddies. I like when they're all balanced against each other, but then, like I said, I'll go into a more at length about it. But
Mhm.
these are more of what I like in a planeswalker deck. They all appear like they're good shells of decks,
Mhm.
but at like $150 a deck or whatever the nonsense they're at right now, I think it's like
I think the cheapest one was 110.
yeah, I think it's like $400 or
Yeah.
$500 for these ones. That's pretty rough for a shell. You know what I mean? That's not like when you look at how much were the how much was the food deck? $50, $60,
Yeah, like I think I'm pretty sure I spent
The-
250 to 300 for all the other for the Lord of the Rings ones.
and that was what, 5 or 4?
4.
Okay, yeah. So 200, 250. Pardon me. 200, 250. Not bad. Not bad price for something like that. 500. It's a little.
Yeah.
It's a little
It's-
harder of a pill to swallow, right?
The decks cost the same amount as a box almost.
the box prices are also nuts. I get that there's value and stuff, but it's
if you're paying double for the decks, they should be good out of the box, like phenomenal out of the box.
They shouldn't be a shell, yes.
Yeah, like maybe not phenomenal. They should definitely be able to just immediately go play.
Well, yeah, and like you said with the sliver deck, you had to replace all the lands.
Yeah,
you don't replace a few.
Well, even like there's tokens. Like you had two enchantment or two decks that I could have seen a doubling season actually working in.
Mm-hmm.
You're reprinting it in two sets. What's the point if you're putting in like $100 to $160 deck? Like you could put in a doubling season and your price point's still on point for it.
Yeah.
It's like the enchantment one. A doubling season would have been perfect to have come in.
Parallel Lives and Anointed Procession, any of those.
Yep, Anointed Procession is $45 last time I picked one up.
I don't think that card got a reprint in the Commander Legends.
No, but we don't have to worry about that. Doubling season's getting two, this one and Eldrazi.
Yeah, but I play a lot of white decks.
Same, I get it.
My last thing is going to be just on the actual thing. I'm not going over the spoilers for Commander Masters. There's too many. It's going to bring single prices down, which is nice, I think. And if you don't have a large collection, this is a great way to get one. Like the boxes, if you buy them, are going to be pretty good. You're going to get a lot of great value. However, if you have a big collection, I don't know, expensive packs to like maybe crack like a Talrand aren't the odds I like.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of like, of course they put Zatalpa in. Shocked that Zatalpa wasn't in 3 of the 4 Commander decks we saw.
Yeah, I guess 3 of them could have played it.
Yeah, right. That's the bonus card in all of them, and there's no more preview pack. It's all Zatalpa. Just in case you guys wanted it, they print that card every time.
Preview pack, you get 2 Zatalpas.
They're printing Zatalpa like Zatalpa has blackmail on them.
Yeah.
Just please include me, right? Like there's definitely some good stuff in the set, undoubtedly. Like let me tell you, I've really picked up a lot of Mangaras.
Mm-hmm.
That's Mangar's never in. I think I have 21 on order from like different stores.
Wow.
I like clerics and I like to draw cards.
Yeah. I want more medallions just because I think that they come in handy.
The medallions were a great reprint.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like
I can only find one here and there, different colors that I already have, and I'm like, I want more.
Again, lots of them. Like the generous gifts was just a pretty wonderful.
I got 4 of the full art foils. Ooh, buddy, that looks great.
I do really like seeing different. What's the word I'm thinking? Different artworks of cards. I really, really like it. I'm putting one of the decks that I'm in the middle of doing is the Xena Demone, Dina Zamone, opposite. And it's I've got the Retreat to Coral Helm, just like a staple in that deck. And I've got the cool full art one from when they did it. I like stuff like that. Oh,
nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's definitely really, really cool artworks if you scroll through. Bribery getting a reprint is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Ristic Study? I'm pretty
Ristic
sure,
in the
was
list?
that in Eldrazi? I thought I saw, or unless someone's showing off their proxies.
Yeah, maybe they're doing that. Finale of Devastation's another really good one. Grave Pack's another good one that was really creeping up there.
The finale artwork is, I'm going to need so many. There's so many dinosaur hands in there.
I know I'm rambling too, but like also Jeweled Lotus. I could do a whole episode on Jeweled Lotus. Jeweled Lotus is really, really good. Whoever plays Jeweled Lotus? No one. I very, very rarely see a Jeweled Lotus touch the table. I see a lot of proxy Jeweled Lotuses in competitive.
Yeah.
But
who's holding on to these?
Well, you know what I mean? It kind of doesn't have a place at a casual table a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I rarely see it in my casual play.
Yeah, right. Like I rarely see it ever. And maybe that's its price point. Maybe its second reprint will change that, but I don't know. Like I said,
I'll be honest. I'm enjoying not seeing the really fast mana stones that I've not seen one in a while, and I've been enjoying it.
Fair.
Yeah, like sometimes if someone's like, "Oh, we're gonna play a casual game," and they're dropping mana crypts and stuff, you're like, "What does casual mean to you?"
It means that I'm here.
Yeah, I do like both of the. Like, I like the new artwork of Arachnogenesis a lot. That's a really cool one. Yeah,
that one give you spiders.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. There's, like I said, I could spend a lot of time going through what's in here. There's definitely really good, like even if you're not buying, I'm not going to buy boxes personally. but I'm going to buy a ton of cards. Like there's a ton of restock that I'm going to be doing in Soul Rings alone. I have a problem and they're printing Soul Rings again. You know, I'm going to buy them, right? Soul Rings, Arcane Signets, like there's definitely some really, really good stuff. I should go buy all the Cyclonic Rust and burn them.
Starting a bonfire.
Get them while they're cheap.
No,
you know, the free cycle again was pretty cool. Those people really like those. Yeah. There's like I said, there's definitely good value. The medallions specifically are phenomenal value, but I'm just not like I'm scrolling through the list as I'm talking, and I'm not gambling on like opening an experiment crash. You know?
Oh yeah,
fair.
Like it's just there's a lot of cards that aren't good enough for my attention. There's some really cool looking artwork stuff. Like there is a few. I really enjoy a few of the profile ones. I don't like most of them, but there's a few that I really like. The Grand Abolisher, nuts.
I love the profile ones.
Really?
So much.
That's fair.
Really, really do.
The only ones I like are Gisela and what's the one? Slimefoot.
The
Slimefoot one looks fantastic.
Slimefoot's his whole body. They don't know what a face profile is on Slimefoot.
That art was the only reason I built Talrand.
Which one?
Seeing
new?
the side profile art.
That's fair. Yeah, I don't know. There's just it's not the artwork for me. I know Paul really likes them, like the Magic and the Beard guy.
Mm-hmm.
He really likes the side profiles, and there's a lot of people that are like, oh, these are really cool. It's just not for me.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah. There's, like I said, there is some really, really cool stuff. The fact that Mirage Mirror finally gets a reprint, I talk about that all the time. Brian, I heard you talking about that while I was gone. You made me proud. Yeah, that one's good. The filter lands, yeah. There's just okay. I'll stop scrolling now. I'll end this here. But
and they did the Battle Bond lands, pretty sure again.
Those are
the
great.
one from
the alternate art of the commander spells all look very, very cool.
Oh yes, the free ones, 100%.
They all
the
look
one that I
very
do
cool.
actually want to call out is the command tower. Like I was saying with Slothy's deck there, the new command tower with the rainbow and the full art foil is an amazing land card. I saw them and I was like, I want to buy all these, but I don't know what the price is, so I'm not.
They have me way too excited with the goose doubling season.
Oh yeah,
the that command tower in foil is $6.
That's not even bad.
Yeah, I'm good. I didn't buy all those.
Yeah, like there's some pretty phenomenal reprints. Like Spark Double getting another reprint is great.
Mm-hmm.
But Talrand again, I guess the side profile of Talrand's not horrible, but I don't know. Like I said, there's just not as much for me in it in the realm of pack cracking. I think I've kind of outgrown my pack cracking love, but my buying singles love is really strong, and the list I'm sending later today to finish the rest of them is pretty obnoxious.
Fair.
You have to. Are you guys seeing the Zakama side profile? Can we all agree that that's pretty goofy?
I don't have it up, but I'm going to have to pull it up for the video.
Yeah. You take a look at that one and tell me it's not pretty goofy compared to what Zakama looks like.
Oh yeah, that one. Right.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
Yeah.
You should pull it up and take a quick look, Brian. It's worth it.
Oh, I am. And come on, people.
Yeah, there's a few. They did print a ton of commanders at the uncommon, and they shifted a lot of rarity too, which is like a pretty phenomenal thing to see for if you play like more budget decks, getting a lot of those legendaries down. I think Phyrexian Altar got down to, I think it's an uncommon in the set.
Does that actually let it get played in certain formats?
Yeah. Again, like the Herald's Horn being printed is a great uncommon. There's I don't play like Pauper enough to know, but again, like we've got uncommon Melik. That's really cool. That's an uncommon commander.
Mm-hmm.
I've said 6 times that I'm going to stop scrolling through this list, and yet here I am still in this list. Do I know me or what?
Oh, we know you too well.
Yeah.
Oh, that Reliquary Tower is pretty cool. I'm finally seeing the Command Tower as well.
Right?
The Return to Dust alternate artwork is pretty great. I play Return to Dust a lot.
Yeah, that hurt me. That hurt me last week, I think.
Yeah, again, thought I was, you know what? I'm hitting the music. Thank you guys very much for getting to the end of the episode. I'll talk all day about these cards. So, yeah, if you like our content, go to intothe99.com. You can find everything there. Podcast episodes come out every Sunday at noon Mountain Standard Time, give or take. It's a pretty loose schedule in the summer, but we'll see where we get. Thank you guys so much for getting to the end of it. If you enjoy our content, like, share, subscribe, show your friends it, bring up these conversations. Come tell me how wrong I am about the mana base. Maybe you think it's a great mana base. I would love to hear it. Other than that, check us out on Instagram and Twitter. Really easy spot to find us. If you want to chat with us more about building decks, we've got a great Patreon. Very fun to come do deck building ideas. There's also a bunch of articles, and there's tons of new articles in the works on our website. Check those out. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. Oh, and 3 Visits getting reprinted is pretty great. I got to get out of this list.
Also, September 29th to October 1st, Calgary face-to-face event.
Oh yeah, that's true. If you want to come out and play games with us at face-to-face in Calgary, definitely do it. It'll be fun. I'm going to play Magic the entire weekend. I'm gone for one of the days of the weekend. I have another wedding, sadly. But other than that, I'll be playing a lot of Magic, so.
Ruth?
Brian and I will be there playing Magic all weekend.
Oh yeah, you guys gotta. Yeah, exactly. I gotta go be in a wedding. You guys gotta play Magic. I'll trade. We'll put Slothy in a Daniel costume, and he can go to the wedding. All right,
Daniel,
thank you guys so much.
A lot of weight. You look really good.
Daniel, you're looking so trim right now. I'll talk to you guys a little bit here. Bye bye.
See ya.
See you guys.